Football is back, ladies and gentlemen, which now means it's time to get your team's football shirt. But I'm not trying to pay £120 for a football shirt. I'm just saying. But I have found the solution for myself and for you, the lovely audience of the Don Husam channel, with your own coupon promo code. And this is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got to do is just go to okjersey.com. As you guys can see, all the options are there. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan, you guys already know. And then this is the shirt. Look how amazing it looks. I'm just going to go pick my size. And then after that, I'm going to choose the Premier League patch. And listen, I'm too old to be putting any player names on the back. So I'm just going to get it as it is. I'm going to click add to cart, view cart. And this is the same thing that you guys do on any website. You proceed to check out, you fill in all your information. And then after that, coupon code Husam. When you click this coupon code, you get a 8% discount. Enjoy shopping, guys. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Keep getting stuck in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. Keep getting involved. I think there's going to be one hell of a stream. Joe couldn't make it today, so big up to Yasser who joined us last minute. Appreciate you, Yasser. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming through in the last second, just like Didier Drogba in the final of the Champions League. It's like Nottingham Forest 40 years ago. And just like Giuliano Belletti against Arsenal in 2005, 2006. Big up to all of you guys. You get me? So hit the like button, subscribe, and keep getting involved in the chat, guys. Keep letting involved.
Why didn't you say just like Esteval against Liverpool before the international break?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, he bigged me up. I'm not gonna.
Because I said like Drogba in the Champions League final. How is Drogba like Esteval? Tell me. Go ahead.
Like Inzaghi in the Champions League final against Liverpool as well.
Yeah, okay, but that's a better example than Estevao. How
no,
that's
we didn't talk about last minute
final. We didn't play Champions League final. It was game week 7.
Bro, this isn't the Champions League final preview, bro. It's just another stream. Like you're talking about last minute things.
If I make Ashraf, let Ashraf. Ashraf, if I make an analogy about the Champions League final, your response after that can't be Estevao, صح? Be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was the original analogy about? Yasser coming in last minute. That's all.
Yasser came in last minute like Didier Drogba in the Champions League final.
Estevao against Liverpool.
But you're comparing the Drogba goal to the Estevao goal. You're so shameful.
Okay,
No,
you're just
minute.
doing a false equivalency there. So
False equivalency. Oh, look at me using big words. Didn't even know where Eritrea is off the stream. Fucking bum.
right,
Anyway,
I don't think Holland and Netherlands is the same thing.
Exactly. Anyway, big up, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I just added Yasser's channel to the description, so please hit the like button, subscribe. Anyway, I want to talk about Arsenal, guys. First of all, instead of start by Liverpool every single fucking episode of life, we start with Liverpool. So let's just talk about Arsenal. Ashraf, Fulham.
We have started with Arsenal the last 3 weeks, by the
I
way.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
No,
Literally
actually,
the last 3.
Last
No,
episode we did, but the one before that it was Liverpool, Chelsea, because we lost to Chelsea.
No. Last 3 times he's like, I need to Solly. I need to
Yeah,
Solly.
exactly.
I need to Solly.
Pray. Ashraf,
That's
please.
prayer. That's
Guys,
prayer.
trust me, please. So, yeah, but my point is we started with Arsenal last 3 weeks.
Fellas, let's start with Liverpool. Go ahead, Ashraf. Tell me your thoughts on Liverpool.
Wait, you're not gonna introduce the new panelists first.
خلاص, these guys want to make a big deal about fucking everything. Here we
But
go.
are you not gonna introduce new panelists first? Little decorum.
What?
We got a new panelist on. You're just not gonna introduce him.
I literally said big up to Yasser for joining us.
I was talking about the other one.
Who's the new panel?
Without the beard.
Mr. Cleanly Shaven down there. Man.
We all stop it.
He's taking this.
Never again. Habibi, switch me and Yasser. Please put me next to my club and put Yasser next to his club. Why are you putting me next to Tottenham?
What? I ain't got. Where's my club?
خلاص, there is no York
This guy,
club.
he will never put Forest. I'm telling you right now.
Forest not relevant enough. I'm sorry. Anyway, make sure you guys do check out our sponsors, OK Jersey, and use code Husam for 8% off, guys.
And go
Now-
one size up. Go one size up.
Yeah, or just check the size chart. Measure yourself, measure your
Just
chest,
go on.
stomach area, everything, and go for it. Anyway, Ashraf, why are you on your phone? You wanted to start about Liverpool, right? So why don't you just talk? Go ahead, Habibi.
I never said let's start about it. I just said we've started with Arsenal the last 3 weeks. But anyways,
Yeah, it was correction.
yeah, exactly.
Should we start with Chelsea?
Start with Chelsea. I don't mind.
All right, who did Chelsea last play? It's been a while since international break and everything.
I will say I did enjoy watching Igal cook you though on your show when he said Sudani with no mustache. Yeah, wallahi, it's not even the mustache, it's the beard that I'm more annoyed about, to be honest. So this was a mistake, guys. It was not done on purpose, just so you guys know. But anyways, never again.
Wait, how
Well,
can
I
you
did watch it.
mistakenly put a razor to your face?
Yahi,
Barber
okay.
flip.
Basically,
No.
I always go to this barber to get my trim done and stuff. He was not there. I said, you know what? I'll just do a quick adjustment
He
at
cheated.
home. I accidentally, no, I didn't cheat. I was at home. How am I cheating on my barber at home? I accidentally trimmed a bit extra than what I should have. I'm like, okay, let me fix it. This is why I'm not a barber, because I shouldn't be trying to fix things on my own. I got annoyed. I take the whole thing off. Khalas. So yeah, never again.
I can't stop staring.
Yeah, I did watch Igal Cookie on your stream though, when you're like spreading false information about Saliba never played an international tournament. Saliba is not world class.
يا حبيبي, you want to talk about Arsenal or Liverpool يا أخي? أعوذ بالله يا أخي. لا لا
It's
الله.
not Arsenal. This is the world class.
This is the I'm triggered already يا أخي. We've changed the topic 3
Arsenal
times.
or no Liverpool. It's about a world class definition. Has nothing to do with Arsenal or Liverpool. This could be about Isak as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I was saying it's Igal did cook the hell out of you, so that was
Bro,
nice
you got
to see.
cooked by a gal.
He did, yeah. He did.
No, I didn't get cooked by Igal. I didn't get cooked by Igal because 10 seconds later I said my bad. I was referring to the World Cup because Igal said since 2022.
He
So
didn't
it's
say.
correct.
I watched the clip. He didn't say since 2022 international. He never said that.
No, he said Saliba's been better than Van Dijk for 3 years. It's 2025.
Yeah,
so we're talking
he meant club level, correct? Yeah, he meant club level.
okay. No, he
But the
said for
international?
club and country. That's what his words.
I literally watched. Okay, fine. I'll go watch the clip again. I heard it today. He didn't say that. But anyways.
والله العظيم he said for club and country. والله أقسم
And by the
بالله
way,
العظيم
I
he
will
said
say,
club.
I will say this. I do agree with Igal. I think over the last 3 seasons, I'd probably edge it to Saliba, even though I think Van Dijk is the better centre back right now. I think he's world class, but I think Saliba is also world class.
No,
On Liverpool, you want me to start with Liverpool?
Better than Van Dijk. He ain't even better than Gabriel, bro. It's fucking...
I didn't say he's better than Van Dijk now. I said over the last 3
better
seasons.
than Van Dijk now, and he's not better for the last 3 years either.
He has been over the last 3 years. Van
Why are
Dijk
you in
hasn't
such a
been
bad
the
mood,
centre
man?
back.
Why are you in such a bad mood?
because you had
No,
to
he
change the timestamp
Yeah.
like 3 times. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's done.
Ashraf warning about the start and
Yeah,
then
it's like
making his own
Liverpool, Arsenal, Van Dijk, Saliba.
yeah, no, it's Van Dijk.
Wait, so we're not starting with Chelsea?
لا إله إلا الله.
Okay, guys,
this is
خلاص,
my
خلاص.
list.
Don't, let's. I think we've rattled them enough. خلاص, let's.
He's gone.
Guys, welcome to the Ashraf, Wolfie, and Yasser show. This is no longer the Don Husam show, but I don't know. He wants to talk about Liverpool. Do you guys see Liverpool winning against United this weekend?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hate United.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, man. If this was at Old Trafford, I probably would have said, I think United can do something. Honestly, I don't know. At Anfield, it's very, very unlikely. Honestly, this is the one. Honestly, if they were playing City away or any half decent team, I think Liverpool would have gone 4 games in a row without a win. But because it's
There's-
United,
There's a lot of underlining scripts in this game. So we could see
like
009 go 0010, or he might not. He may get a goal or an assist.
Weird.
You could see Isak scoring or get an assist in the Premier League. And here's the kicker: you could see Manchester United win 2 games in a row in the Premier League for the first time under Amorim at the hands of Liverpool. Like, there's a lot of little subplots going on here, you know. A lot of little
I don't
subplots.
see Amorim winning back to back. Honestly, I think they could draw. I don't see any world where they win. Honestly, draw maybe yes, because they drew.
Yeah.
Wait, Husam, you drew last season with them at Anfield or Anfield? It was Anfield, yeah. Draw I can see, but man, United winning at Anfield, bruh. Like a lot of crazy stuff. Has to
Okay,
happen for
let's
Liverpool.
play that scenario out. What happens if they do?
Emergency meeting.
It depends on what we and City do. I think if they lose or draw, and Arsenal and City win, I think there's serious questions to say Liverpool are probably not winning the league this season.
Are they done? Are
Questions,
we calling
I'm
it
not saying
done?
for sure.
It'll be what, a 4-point gap?
It would be well, if they draw, it wouldn't be a 4-point gap. It would be a 3-point.
I'm saying if they lose.
Man, lose will not happen, bro. Not
I'm
against
just saying,
United.
play out the scenario.
Yeah, then it'll be 4 points. You're right.
Because we've seen a lot of Liverpool fans doing the whole, they got their email, they did the 5-5 thing, and now have you seen the narrative now? Oh, but we're only one.
I know that ain't
behind,
you talking about email, Mr. Marinakis. Be quiet.
Well,
You've
what
never
this email's
spoke
got to do with
badly
me?
about your owner once publicly.
What's emails got to do with me?
Respect yourself talking about email.
What's emails
If
got to do
anyone
with
on this
me?
panel has gotten an email from his club, it's you. You're so far up Marinakis' ass you can eat his lunch. And you're telling me
Bro,
about
why are
email.
you so triggered, man? We're just
I'm not
literally
triggered,
talking
'cause
about
ain't no
hypotheticals.
email. Ain't no email. Go watch my match reactions. To even
All right,
our win.
go watch my last 2 videos on Marinakis and see what you think. Yeah?
Okay.
See what emails are coming through. But
Remember,
anyway,
by the way, Ashraf, when they hired Ange, and I said that this is a horrible appointment, he's going to get sacked. See?
I
He
was
didn't wanna
wrong
listen
there.
to
I
me.
said I said
He
Do
didn't
you
wanna
remember
look
when
at
you
man.
also said slot
Back
out?
then, for him,
Yeah.
Marinakis was this genius. Now, subhanallah. Oh,
And do you
Maron-
remember when you said slot out when you hired
even when
him?
I lost, I won because he's going to get sacked.
Remember when
Seen
someone
that.
was
That's-
slot
that's
out off the bat?
Wolfie's logic. And he's telling me
slot.
about email, like as if I'd listen to what my club want me to say.
Anyway, so if let's say they draw or lose, are you seriously saying out of the? I think that's way too early.
No, of course it's way too early to say anyone is going to win it or lose it. But I'm saying if we win and City win and they lose,
You
let's
got
go by your
you
scenario.
got Fulham, haven't you?
I
Pull him away.
don't. We have Fulham away, which is difficult. But I'm saying like
Very.
if we end up creating a 4 points gap, I just feel like when you're in that bad of a form, that means a lot of things have to go right for you to fix it. Because remember, we're not saying they're losing away to City or away to Spurs or away to Newcastle. We're saying they're losing to United at Anfield. That would be a disaster, in my opinion. And even if they win the next game after or the next 2 games after that, I think it might be quite difficult for them to
Because if they don't
get a
win,
run.
you know, our line is that's no win in 4 games. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's
It would be
that's
4
more than
losses.
a mini crisis. That's a crisis. That's the
If you're
thing.
trying to win the league, of course, that's gonna be that's a crisis, isn't it? But I don't really the whole thing about you can't turn it around if you have like if you lose 4 games or whatever. That's not. I don't think that's right.
Mm.
We had that really bad run last season, and then we won the end. We played really well at the end of the season. So it just depends on what happens. We know what's going on with Liverpool in terms of the players are not performing to the level. There's some tactical issues, whatever. Yeah, but I still don't think that. I still wouldn't write Liverpool off. I'm not writing City off. This is something that can go to the end of the season. So
You're
some
writing
people
Chelsea
start
off.
slow. Huh?
You're writing Chelsea off.
Mm.
I haven't written. We're in it till we're not in it. That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I wanted to challenge. I never seen us winning it, but I thought I had to take the step up from thing. But we'll talk about Chelsea later anyway. But the point I'm making is with some teams
up
can
Yasser
start slow in the
for saying.
beginning. Big up to Mo for the raid. But you know, there's some teams start slow in the beginning, like City used to do in the last couple of years before, yeah, and then kind of fix up during the season or go on a run. You can't really say that. Maybe Arsenal started well and they might not do better later on. You never know. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really writing it off. I think we'll see when that big run comes around Christmas. We'll see how people really drop points, who drop points. I think that's where you're really gonna see a gap. But now I still think it's too early.
Yeah, because let's not
Just
forget
quickly,
2
big up
game
to Mo
weeks
for
ago.
the raid. Big up to everyone who just joined us from Judge Mo's stream. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing on your way in. And go subscribe to everyone on the panel. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV, Ashraf Talks Football, and Yasser TV as well. All the links are in the description. Go give them subscribe and subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button and do check out our sponsors and use code Husam for 8% off. Anyway, go ahead, Wolfie.
I was just gonna say, like, look at this objectively. 2 game weeks ago, people were starting to write Arsenal off because they were 5 points behind, and that's changed. So even let's just say you do lose to United, and by the way, I want you to win because I hate those scum, right? Let's say you do lose an Arsenal and City.
Well, if
both
we lose
win.
to United, it's a fucking disaster. You have no idea. It's the worst
Now I
scenario.
hear it. It's going to be a long week for you. I promise you that much. But
It's not about that. Forget banter. I'm talking about like my own club. Like it's actually genuinely disastrous for Liverpool Football Club.
no,
as
I
an
think you're going too far. I think you're going. It's not disastrous. It's not disastrous because there
It
was
is.
Arsenal fans that were saying it's disaster. We're 5 points behind Liverpool. That gap's too long. That got overturned in 2 weeks. to a net +1.
I'm not
So-
talking about gaps. I'm talking about more what the context. First of all, I believe in momentum in title races. I do think that if Arsenal beat Fulham and we lose to United, that will push Arsenal on and give them a lot of momentum. And I think we can't be losing to our biggest rival at home after 3 back-to-back losses. With all due respect, we just can't.
Yeah.
No, I hear
Yeah.
what you're saying. You're looking in the smaller picture. I'm saying longer picture for the season. Momentum will shift. Arsenal will have a bad patch. Liverpool, Man City will have a bad patch. Everyone does. Forest having a bad patch now. It happens. It's almost better to have your bad patch. I don't know why I'm defending Liverpool here, but anyway, let's just go with it. It's better to have your bad patch now and then build up your momentum. The title race, we know, man. January. Forget Arsenal, forget Liverpool. If Man City are there or thereabouts in January, they've won the league. It's as simple as
So
that.
you're basically saying like Liverpool should do the City thing, which is like kick on December onwards for 6 months.
No, I'm not saying you should because I don't think you can. I'm saying it's not over if you lose to.
No, I'm not
Man
saying
U.
it's over, but it's about the indications, Wolfie. Because here's the thing: like obviously, if you're 4 points behind in October, the league is not over. Okay, by definition, it's not over. My issue is not that. My issue is you lose at home at Anfield to your biggest rival, who are considerably worse than you. Yesterday, we actually was doing a preview with a United fan, and I'm like, even if we consider form, which United player gets in? He was like, Konate has been so bad that maybe De Ligt gets in. Other than that, no United player even gets in the team. So, like on paper, we are so superior to Man United that it would genuinely be a football disaster if we lose. And then, like you're talking about Arsenal momentum and momentum shifts, yes, but then we have to build our own momentum back up. Like we have to now start building momentum from zero, because it gets to the level where it's just like, okay, you're losing to United at home. Like it's just
Yeah, but you could say the same about Chelsea.
Husam, can we talk about what if it's a draw? Let's say something more
A
probable.
draw is a loss. A draw is a loss.
draw is just same thing. Disaster as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But what I'm
Bro,
saying,
Liverpool should be winning this game, bro. What are we doing here? 100%.
yeah, but you would have been
winning.
saying the same thing about Chelsea because
I
Chelsea,
agree.
yesterday, if I'm right, you just
Yeah,
lost to
guess
Man
what?
U.
I did say the same thing about Chelsea, and that's why I
Yeah.
held my club accountable. And I
I
said,
know,
this is a
but I'm
disaster.
just saying it's
No,
a
no,
similar
you didn't. You
situation.
said-
You're going head loss here. Too much.
Yeah, you said if you lose to Chelsea but you play really well, it's fine. But you're not saying the same thing for United, right?
Mm.
If you play
Yeah.
amazing against United, you pepper their goal, but you don't win, that's still a disaster, right?
United and Chelsea
This
are not
game you
in
have
the-
to win by hook or by crook. This
Yeah.
game,
Okay,
right?
so it's not the same then. Yeah,
This
it's not the
game,
same.
this Liverpool United game, you have to win by hook, by
Are you
crook,
worried
by,
about it?
by penalty. No, it's not that I'm worried about it. It's just you know that United players are gonna turn up.
Yeah, but are you worried about it?
I'm not. I wouldn't
Yes,
say. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm worried. I'm not worried about United. I'm worried about us. Like
Mm.
I think we are so superior to Man United and LB actually agreed with what I said yesterday. Like it's way more likely that if United gets something, it's a slot disaster class than Amarim master class.
Yeah.
It's
I hear
so like we're so playing against ourselves right now, playing players in the wrong positions, shoehorning players in the team, not going with that attacking lineup, benching Wirtz and starting Isak, or benching Isak and starting Wirtz, just like doing certain things just don't make sense at all. And that's
Are you
my
worried
biggest
about
problem.
Isak's form? He's been quite poor, obviously. Are you worried
Shit.
about
Are you worried
Isak?
about Joker's form?
I
Deflection.
already said I am. What do you
Deflection.
mean?
Did
Why
you watch
you-
the Sweden game?
Why
I
you?
watched the
Why
Sweden
you?
game.
Deflection.
I
knew you
I
would
watched
say that.
Switzerland game. He was better than Isak that game. Kosovo, I didn't watch. I don't
He
know.
just said
I
he
don't-
was
but
better than Isak that game. That's how I know he didn't watch. 100% he didn't watch.
Switzerland.
100% he didn't watch.
You took a
Joker has
chance. Isak
ghosted in
missed
both
when he hit
games.
the post.
Joker has ghosted in both games. Isak at least created a one-on-one chance for
He didn't
Bergvall.
create
And
shit. Even Joker is created.
Ashraf, why you
And
letting
against
him deflect?
Switzerland, he missed a one-on-one. And against Kosovo, he missed another one-on-one. Not one-on-one, sorry. The one against Kosovo wasn't a one-on-one. It was a
One-on-one.
shot. It was not a. I corrected myself. It was not a one-on-one.
One-on-one
but it was
with
a
7
sitter.
Kosovo defenders in the
It
box.
was a sitter, and
One-on-one.
he shot it outside. And against
But who's
Okay,
playing
Guys,
more
so he
games?
just said Isak
he
didn't
missed a
create.
one-on-one.
He just said Isak didn't create against Switzerland, right?
Okay,
So
I
He's
never
done
said
all
that.
deflection.
I said Joker is created. Why are you
said-
lying?
okay. Well,
No, you just
well,
said Isak didn't create shit.
Let me check the stats. Actually, I want to see.
You just
Okay,
said
okay,
Isak didn't create
Ashraf,
shit.
Ashraf, look, he's even sat up excited, right?
You
The
just-
question
you just
was,
said-
are you worried
he's
about
expecting-
Isak's
Wanna be
form?
honest.
He just said, chat. He just said Isak didn't create shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
go.
what
If
he
I'm a
said was,
liar,
are you worried
I'm
about
saying the
Isak's
truth.
form?
Yeah, and make sure you also show them the 101 he missed. Yeah, yalla, show them, please.
See, the
Show them the
problem is
101 he missed.
you interrupted me on the part where I said you interrupted
yeah,
me
because
at
you
the
don't like
part
it.
where I said Isak created and you said Isak didn't create shit. So let's just watch together, guys. Did Isak
One
create
key
shit?
pass, one big
Did he
chance
or did he
created.
not create shit? Let's watch this.
I've
Let's
never
watch
seen
this
you
together.
this
Watch
round.
Ashraf. Don't be on your phone. You're the one that said he didn't, right? So let's watch this together. Let's watch this together. Who's on the ball right now? Alexander Isak. Oh, he didn't. But he didn't create.
Yalla, nice. Show them the miss now.
He
please.
didn't create.
Okay, amazing. My bad. Show them the miss now. Yalla.
Bro, what do you mean
Show
my
them the
bad?
miss.
I never said Isak
Show
didn't miss
them-
a chance. Why are you becoming like
said-
Wolfie 2.0?
You said he had a
you
better
said
game
you
than
said
Gyökeres.
He had the chance
You
created.
said he had a
didn't
better
have the
game than
chance.
Gyökeres.
I never
You said he had a
that
better.
Isak didn't
I'm
miss
actually
a
gonna
chance.
pull up because I don't have the
Bro,
video.
you
So I'm
guys
gonna pull
are
up the
so
stats
like
here.
being disingenuous now.
I'm gonna
It's
pull up the stats
unbelievable.
here. One second.
This guy interrupted me at the
It's-
part where I said Isak created a big chance, and he interrupted
Habibi.
me, and then he said Isak didn't create shit.
Wait.
Did Isak create?
says
Yes or
Gyökeres-
no? Did Isak create? Yes or no?
Yes, Isak created one big chance.
Okay,
Gyökeres
Khalas,
also
when did
created
I
one
say
big
Isak
chance.
didn't miss? When did I say this?
You said Gyökeres had a worse game. Did you say that or not?
Yes, Gyökeres had worse 2 games, not just 1.
Oh, I don't know about Kosovo, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
Switzerland.
both games he was ghost.
Switzerland.
literally.
My eyes didn't say that, and I'm going to look at the stats now to show you. Both of them created one big chance each. Gyökeres had 2 key passes. I don't even know what key passes, but they had 2 key passes. Isak had 1. Isak had 1 out of 2 successful dribbles. So shit. And Gyökeres also something crap. Gyökeres had 0, I think.
You know, you
successful
boys
dribbles.
are arguing which is worse,
It's
diarrhea
literally
or constipation.
Shit
That's what
versus
you're
hitter,
doing
but
right now.
both were garbage. And Isak in both games missed hitters that he should have
But-
scored. What are you on
Okay.
about?
Okay, Ashraf, wait. You
Are
see
you worried?
from-
never-
I asked
I
him,
never
hey,
brought
are
that
you worried about Isak? Are you worried about Gyökeres'
I
form?
never
How does that
brought
answer
that.
Yeah,
my
and you
question?
let him
I never
deflect,
brought that.
Ashraf. This is your fault. This is your fault.
I
You let
never
him
brought that
deflect.
up.
This is the way
No,
I
he-
look at it. Look,
he's a
look, look.
You're the
one that
This is the way I
brought
look
up
at it. The way I look at it is, we know that Isak wasn't really fit, whatever. So he was coming off the bench. So not this international window, but since he's this season, yeah. Gyökeres has had majority of game time. Isak was either coming off the bench or whatever. Even then,
That excuse is
Gyökeres
gone,
is-
Yasser, now.
but that's what I'm saying. Even then, Gyökeres hasn't performed. So there's either or. They both kind of not performing right now.
I
And they-
literally
yeah,
watched
both have not
both
been good.
90 minutes from 0 to minute 9. Every single second of them I watched. I literally watched.
If you
it.
think
I think
he had
even
a
if
better
I
game against
if I pull up
Switzerland,
the layout right
you're
now,
biased.
wait.
You're
If I pull up the
tribalistic,
layout
that's
right now, watch this. See, the layout is still here. I did a whole watch along for one of them, and I watched the entirety of the other game, so I know what I'm talking about.
And if you
didn't
think
watch.
Isak was better than Gyökeres, it's a
Isak was
tribalistic, that's-
considerably better than
Why are we
Gyökeres in
still
both games.
talking about
against
it?
Against Switzerland or Kosovo. Which one?
Against Switzerland and against Kosovo, Isak was
He was-
better.
100% he was.
Oh, okay,
So
wait.
he's-
Do you
100%.
think Isak played well? Do you think Isak played well?
100% was. See, now this is the problem, chat. And then they go like, why are you triggered? Ashraf interrupted
you are
me when I
triggered.
said Isak created a chance, and he said he didn't create shit. Wolfie now just said,
No.
so you're saying Isak played
That's not
well.
what happened.
I didn't say neither of
Did
things.
I say you're
I never
saying
said
Isak
Isak
played
didn't-
well?
I never said Isak didn't miss a chance. I never said
Wait,
Isak played well.
that
Wait,
comes
wait,
out
wait,
as
stop,
well.
stop.
Why are you rattled? Why are you rattled, Husam?
Wolfie. You got him.
Next
You know
time
why
any
you
of you
got him?
make a statement, I'm gonna interrupt
Yeah.
you and change your statement. Now watch.
That's
I'm gonna
exactly
ruin
what
the
you did.
whole thing.
You just did that
Wolfie,
to
you
me.
know how you got him, Wolfie? Because this whole conversation started by, are you worried about Isak's form?
Yeah.
Are you worried about Gyökeres' form?
Yep.
So who's the one who deflected and changed the topic?
And he's just deflected now. I tried to bring it back to Isak. He deflected and did the whole I'm pretending I'm not triggered, I am triggered thing.
I'll ask you the same question again that the whole conversation started with. Are you worried about Isak's form? Just say, no, I'm not worried. Khalas. If that's your answer.
He's trying to think how to deflect.
I don't even know if he can hear us. Actually, no, he can hear us because he's moving his eyes.
Okay.
You okay, Husam?
Yeah, don't worry, because you're not gonna gaslight me or gaslight the audience.
That's
Okay.
literally what I asked.
Okay. Don't just let's listen.
Oqsim Billah, I won't
said he
interrupt
was
you as
better.
long as you play it from the right time. Play it from the right time, yeah? Okay, fair. Play it from the beginning. Let's go.
Wait, are we literally watching back what we just said?
Isak that game. That's how I know he didn't watch. 100% he didn't watch.
Switzerland.
100% he didn't watch.
You took a
Gyökeres
chance Isak
ghosted in
missed
both
when he hit
games.
the post.
Gyökeres ghosted in both games. Isak at least created a one-on-one chance for
He didn't
Bergvall. And
create shit. Even you.
what did you just say?
Here we go.
Okay,
did you
wait,
say?
guys. Did I
The
not mention?
gaslighting is fucking
No, no,
insane.
stop.
I said he interrupted me when I was talking about the created chance, and that's
Apologies.
literally what happened in the
Okay,
clip.
rewind back
If
to the
he
bit where
actually
he
didn't
said he
interrupt
worried
me,
about
I would've
Isak.
spoken about the Isak missed
Yalla.
chance. It's
Yalla.
crazy.
So,
I'm
so
being
now-
gaslit to something that's being said today.
Done?
Like
You
that's
gaslighting
that's
yourself,
insane
bro.
gaslighting.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about?
Did you?
Okay,
You
now-
interrupted me. You interrupted me when I was talking about the created chance. You said Isak didn't create shit. So we just debunked that because he created
Because you
something.
didn't answer my
I
question.
never brought
You didn't
up
answer my question.
Isak. I never brought up Isak missed or didn't miss a chance. That wasn't what I was saying. Okay. You interrupted me in
That
that,
wasn't
in
what
that
my
exact
question-
moment. So that's the
Bro,
problem.
you're
with that.
so
How
childish, bro.
about, obviously he's not going to do it because it's his channel. But if he was being fair and honest, which he isn't now, he would have also forwarded to show you that I said, yes, you're right, he created a chance. And he would have rewinded back to show you that I asked him a different question and he answered with a different question. But he
Okay,
won't
show
do
me
that
where I
because
said
it's his
Isak
channel,
didn't miss a
because
chance.
it's his channel.
Show me
so he
where I
doesn't
said
want to do
Isak
that.
didn't miss. Show me, yalla. No problem.
That's all
Play
I
anything
asked
you
you.
want.
What was my question?
Okay,
My
you
first
said,
question,
are you worried about
Yeah.
Isak's form? I said, are you worried
That's
about
it.
Jokeres' form?
why are you answering my question with a question? How does that answer my answer?
Because
My question.
because Jokeres was way worse.
And by the way, I did answer. If you want to replay it to everyone, I did answer. Yes, I am worried by Gyökeres. So at
Okay,
least I was
خلاص.
honest.
Okay,
At
deflect-
least
I
he
was in
answered
the
the
middle.
question. Yeah.
I was
Now who was
literally in the middle.
gaslighting?
I was literally in the middle of answering. Literally in the middle. So
No,
when
you
I
You were in
started
the middle of
answering,
answering by
when I
asking a
started-
question.
when I started answering and I was
خلاص, okay,
speaking about
you're
what Isak did you or did you not interrupt me 3 words? And you did.
Because
And
you
you were
didn't
wrong.
answer my
Because you were
question, that's
deflecting.
why.
You were
You didn't-
deflecting.
because you deflected, that's
I'm
why.
getting gaslit for something that was said today. It's mad. bro.
Do you hear what you
So
say
anyway,
sometimes?
oh
Husam?
my
as I
Do you
was
hear what you
saying,
say?
Isak, as I
Oh
was saying,
my.
Isak created a big chance for Bergvall. He missed one himself. He missed the tap-in front of the Switzerland goal, but he's at least getting to the correct positions. And against Kosovo, as soon as Kosovo scored the goal, literally they set up in a low block. Sweden couldn't unlock that low block. It's not on Isak by himself. It's not on Gyökeres by himself. It's basically like the way that they've set up. And right now, I think John Dahl Thompson is going to get sacked. So it's not any individual's fault why Sweden lost to Kosovo. I think right now, like they're just going through a real
Their
tough
form's
time,
bad. Their
and
form's really bad.
they have to step up. Like he didn't even start Elanga against Kosovo. This John Dahl Thompson guy, absolute idiot, by the way. He literally didn't start Elanga, so he's like I literally don't even know what he's on. But yeah, I think.
Okay, so seeing that we're doing the whole Prince of Persia,
And still he didn't
Sons
answer
of
my
Time,
question. So,
let's
okay.
go back to the question that you
Mhm.
seem to be scared to answer. Are you
He is
worried?
scared.
Well, ask it again, Ashraf.
Are you worried
Am I
about
worried
Isak's
about Isak's form? No, because his quality will shine through 100%.
So why the
Okay.
fuck didn't you say that 15 minutes ago
Exactly.
instead of trying
Exactly.
to deflect away
Because Ashraf
and
is trying to
wasting
be
our time
shameless.
and then gaslighting yourself? You literally gaslit yourself and then tried to blame everyone
Oh,
else.
God.
Oh,
Did
okay.
John Dahl Thompson actually get sacked? I didn't even know this. Let me check.
Oh, he already got sacked.
I actually didn't know this.
I'm
he's the
tired
one-
now, man.
I think they lost twice to Kosovo.
So,
Yep,
so hold on.
Sweden.
Who cares
Sweden
about
sacked John
Sweden's
Dahl Thompson.
manager, man? I've done everything I can to avoid international football, and now you want to talk about international football when we've actually got proper football coming back. Who cares?
According
It
to
doesn't
by the way,
play
and
longer.
according
I don't care.
and forget my if my eyes were lying to me. SofaScore has rated Gyökeres higher than Isak. 365 Scores has rated Gyökeres higher than Isak. Neither one of them scored, by the way. So we can't even say the goal inflated their rating. Literally, like, and I'm looking
The
at two
day I
different
used
websites.
the day I used SofaScore to compare
I
players
gave
on
you-
football game,
You didn't want to believe
That's,
my eyes. You said my eyes were
industry.
lying. So I gave you
Industry.
two other websites.
I
Two
have
other
never
credible
4 years on YouTube. I've never brought up SofaScore to compare to individuals.
Hold
but
on,
okay.
so your
Really?
okay, so your eyes
Regardless.
are saying something else. My eyes said something else. The stats
Yeah.
are backing me. They're
I'm not
backing you, so-
worried about Isak's form. His quality will shine through anyway.
Kweis, halas, perfect.
Bro, why
Are you worried about
why are
what?
you so depressed today, bro? What's going on? Do we need to?
I'm not depressed because you guys like are trying to annoy me on purpose. I know what you're doing.
Wallahi,
Wolfie
Farhan.
does this. Wolfie
no
does this on every single stream. Ashraf
Uh-huh.
interrupts the moment I'm trying to explain something, and then he gets mad. Like it's crazy. And then
you
he starts
acknowledge you
he
don't
starts
answer
to
questions.
create a
though.
point, building a point on me saying 3 words. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but
It's
can you
crazy.
acknowledge that
I'm in the
you-
middle of answering the question. Let me answer it. All I
Wait,
said
wait,
was
you did
Isak
it.
created a big chance. He didn't create shit directly. But let me talk.
No.
Well, you have selective
My
hearing.
rebuttal.
I'm not worried about Isak's form because Isak's quality is gonna shine through. خلاص, done.
That's it. That's literally the first question I asked, and Wallahi
Okay, خلاص,
al-Azim,
حبيبي, you
I
don't
didn't
have to
ask you for
dictate how I
better.
answer questions. I can answer it any way I
But
want.
can you acknowledge you
I have to
deflected?
dictate the way you
Can
answer
you
questions.
can
I
you
don't.
just be man enough
But
to
I
admit
can
you
call
were
you out
deflecting?
on it. That's the whole point of this. I can call you out if you're not answering. If
Yeah,
you say
call me
shit,
out, no
you're gonna
problem.
be called on your shit. That's just how it is.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
why
not
you have-
telling. I'm not saying don't call me out on it. I'm saying.
Okay, there you
I'm
go.
saying.
But when you're getting
I'm
called
saying
out,
you said Isak didn't create shit, which he did. So
No,
thank you
no,
for
no,
that.
no,
But
no.
that came
You're
that came
ignoring.
after you deflected you deflected the question.
I did
that
not
came
deflect
after.
anything. I did not
You
deflect
did.
anything. I said
So
the manager.
wallahi,
did
Hey,
not
are you worried
deflect.
about Isak's form? Are you worried about Gyökeres's form? That's the first thing that came out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Second
I
is
said
what?
that already. I said that. I said it. I
So
said it.
did you
yes.
deflect? Did you
Oh,
deflect?
Okay, fine.
That's not
Fine.
deflection. That's just me. That's just having fun.
He can't. He
Before
can
you guys
never
ruin
admit
the
to
fun.
anything, man.
Before you
If
guys
you
ruin the
answer a
fun.
question with a question,
Oh, it was
bro,
I
fun.
answered
Okay, he
it.
was
I
having
answered
fun.
it. خلاص. What else? Yalla, let's go. Question time. What questions do you have?
He was having fun.
Oh, okay.
Yalla.
Are you worried about Wirtz's form?
Yes, I am worried about Verts.
See, it's easy. See, you can
Yes,
answer
that one is
questions with
different because I
answers, bro.
think Verts like has to do a lot better than what he's doing right now.
And that's the thing. I agree with you. I actually think Husam is right in that case because I think the thing with Isak is even though he should be doing more for the kind of money they paid for him, but I do think when you do create chances for him, he will score 1 in 3, which is a good ratio. Verts is not doing certain things correct. I don't give a shit about, oh yeah, but the people are not making runs for him. But when he's not getting into, when he should be getting into positions to score, and when he has got into a position to score a couple of times, he's missed. Against Crystal Palace, he had no business missing that one-on-one chance that he got. So my thing with Verts, and I've seen him do it at Leverkusen, when he's not able to score, he gets into positions, he crashes the box, he's able to head, he's able to finish. He's not doing that. So I think with Verts, it's a bigger problem than with Isak. I agree.
Well, can I ask a serious question here? I'd like Yasser's opinion on it. Should Liverpool drop McAllister and Mohamed Salah for this game?
Ooh.
Dropping Salah against United? Are you crazy?
Are you called Yasser?
That's
a good
mad.
question.
You called Yasser?
That is a good
Listen,
question.
Salah.
You can never drop Salah against United.
Thank
don't
you
know.
for
I
answering that,
personally
bro. I
wouldn't.
appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't. I'd keep Salah. I'd definitely play Salah. McAllister, that's another story. Because
Yeah.
I think he's been poor, in my opinion, this season. So I think if you have any other, player that can play midfield and then maybe bring him
They
on or
do.
something, that's a different. That's probably what you could try. And maybe you can come off the bench and do something less, maybe a little bit less pressure. Maybe if you're already winning or something. But like starting him, I don't know, man. Do you know what I mean?
But then
I would drop
Yasser, and maybe
McAllister, by the way.
Husam
That's
as
not
well.
even an edgy. That's not even an edgy question. I think McAllister deserves to get dropped.
Did I say it was edgy?
Yeah,
That's
but I
a-
rate
I-
McAllister.
No, no.
I just think it's just one of those
I think
things.
McAllister deserves to get dropped. But with Salah, you don't drop him specifically against.
But
Man
then why
United.
not
Like,
drop-
this is again-
Why not drop Verts and keep McAllister? No, which is like last season's midfield.
Because it doesn't work with Isak. With
Why
Isak, you need Florian Wirtz. Because Isak and
Why?
Newcastle didn't come up against low blocks. Isak against Newcastle, they were the one doing the low block. A lot of his goals were scored on the counter attack. With us, it's different. With us, I think his best game he had in a Liverpool shirt was against Atletico with Wirtz behind him. I think he's very good with his back to goal, so he needs someone to have an immediate passing option to. And I think Wirtz provides that. I think there are certain combinations on this team that don't work. I think Wirtz and Ekitike might not work with each other because they run into the same spaces. That's a problem that we're gonna.
I thought
Yes.
that was your best combo against Crystal Palace. I know you guys lost that game. The Community Shield game. I thought they combined really well. They both started that game. They had an
Yeah,
amazing.
he got an assist, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
got-
that one.
got a-
Maybe that one.
he got an
I'm
assist and he
too
should've got a
early to
second
jump
assist.
on.
He ran from the left and he squared the
Maybe
ball.
that one
He
I'm
made
too
a
early to jump on. But if I want to go with last season's midfield, I have to drop Isak and start Ekitike.
But what you just
I
said
think
there
Isak
about
was-
Isak struggling.
That
against-
was the team we played against Everton. He dropped Wirtz and Isak. He started Ekitike and actually, I think didn't Ekitike score in that game? Salah created the chance for Gravenberg, and yeah, Ekitike scored. I think against Everton.
Yeah, but
Gravenberch.
you raised an interesting
Yeah,
point.
Gravenberch gave the assist to Ekitike. Correct, you're right. He gave
Yes,
the assist to Ekitike.
Ekitike scored. Yeah, Ekitike scored. So yeah, that's my thing. So I think you want to go with last season's midfield, you have to drop both Wirtz and Isak. And I think if we want to win the league, we need both of them on form. So we have to play them into form. And I'm starting both of them. If you want to play a Ekitike, by the way, drop the worst forward for Liverpool from the beginning of the season, Cody Gakpo. Drop him. Play
I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't. I would drop Gakpo. You're right, but I would start Chiesa because I think Chiesa has earned his spot.
I'm saying if you want to start Ekitike only.
Yeah.
Wait,
but I
so
just
you're
feel
now
like
saying you can play a Ekitike on the left, yeah?
I'm saying if you want to start Ekitike. I wouldn't do that. I'd start Chiesa.
So when I was saying it in the summer,
I think
you never said it in the summer.
so
I'm
didn't. So
I'm
he
starting
did. He did.
Chiesa
No,
left
no,
there.
no, no. He did. He said Ekitike can play on the left, and you said no. You said he's only played 2 games there in his whole
Thank you,
career.
Yasser. Thank you.
Yeah, I was
He
being
did say that.
gaslit then as well about Isak.
Oh, you're
Chai.
always
Me?
being gaslit, aren't you? It's always,
I was
this
being
is the
gaslit
defense
by Isak
mechanism.
fans.
Oh, I'm wrong,
He's
but I
now
won't say
wearing
I'm
a
wrong.
Liverpool
So I was being
Yeah, he
gaslit.
won't say I'm wrong. He'll say I was being gaslit.
And it
Come
wasn't.
on.
And it wasn't even. It was Ashraf. You remember we were talking about Newcastle. Do you remember how
We
you
were
fit
talking
them
about
in? I was
Newcastle,
like,
it was
saying
not
play him on the
Liverpool,
left. Yeah, exactly. So
Correct. Yeah.
mm.
But
Yeah, but
honestly,
you
I
know how I look
feel
at
like
it though.
he
I'm
doesn't
looking.
deserve to be dropped. I'm not gonna lie. He's been after Haaland. I think he's been the
Who?
best striker in the league this season. Ekitike. I don't think he deserves to be dropped. I think he should be starting. I know Isak is a big name. I get the money. I understand all of that stuff. I even heard what Mo was saying about the board and the owners would not allow someone of that value to be dropped to the bench. But I think Slot should have the cojones to make that call and say Isak has enough time to come in later. Ekitike is in like hot form right now. It makes no sense to bench the second informed striker in the league just to make sure I accommodate my 130 million signing. I would actually start Ekitike and I would drop Wirtz and let McAllister play as a 10. Because McAllister, if you guys remember, for Brighton was a 10 and he was an elite. Okay, not elite, but he was a fantastic 10. He could score, he could create, he could shoot, he could give through balls, he would crash the box and actually finish chances.
I think he scored as well for Argentina, didn't he, in the international break? I think.
I didn't watch
You
it.
just
I don't know.
cheated off the chat.
Yeah, someone said that. I think Mikano said that he scored
Someone
2.
said that in the chat, so he just cheated.
I don't have the chat.
Oh, I didn't watch their game. I know Messi got 2 assists. That's all. I don't know if
I have private
You know
Can
how I
you
look
tell
at
us
it,
who McAllister scored the 2 goals against, Wolfie?
I don't know.
Yeah. Puerto
they
Rico.
played Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Yeah, but he scored,
6-0.
didn't he?
He's good.
So
You know,
it's-
Husam, you know what it is? You know
Lot,
how I look at it? I look at it in terms. Do you remember in the was it the Euros or World Cup, whatever? Remember when was it Southgate played Bellingham in the 10 and then played Kane up front and they kept getting in each other's way? For me, it's a similar thing when you play.
Say that again,
Ekitike.
sorry.
Remember when was it Southgate played Harry Kane up front and Bellingham in the 10? One of these tournaments recently. I think it's the Euros. And they kept
Euros,
getting,
Euros.
maybe.
they
Euros.
kept getting into each other's way because Kane wants to drop deep and Bellingham wants to go forward. It doesn't always work. I think that's kind of what I've been seeing when I see Ekitike play with Wirtz. Wirtz wants to go forward and
I
then
agree
he's
with
drop it. So I think if I'm looking at Isak, I think Isak, because he's good with his back to goal, he wants to have that 1-2 with someone like a 10 where he can, because remember, he's also good
Yes,
with
thank you.
turn his back on the defender and just run and maybe get a good ball over the top or through ball or something like that. I think, but this is where you do rely on Wirtz or someone else that plays in the 10 to actually do that for him, because otherwise, as a striker,
But guys, remember last season for Newcastle, there was a lot of games they played where they had more than 60% possession, and their midfield 3 of Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno Guimaraes, along with Gordon, obviously, would create chances for him. He would still like battle it out. He would still get in, and I just feel that combination we saw of Ekitike and Wirtz against Crystal Palace, and I think in the game against Bournemouth, if I'm not wrong, I don't think that's a bad combination. And I think this thing of okay, Isak needs to like play with this guy. I don't know. You don't sign a striker of that quality, and I think he is world class in my opinion, one of the best strikers. I don't think he needs someone like Wirtz to score. He already has Salah, one of the best creators in the league. He has McAllister, again, not elite creator, but a good creator. He has players that can also create chances. Kirkes loves bombing forward and
But
putting
this
in
is a
crosses.
different
Frimpong-
test for him, though. It's almost
What do
like
you
you're
mean?
playing against a low block every week. Isak has never experienced this in his life. He
Yeah,
like
but he's playing with
you
better
don't
players
get
now.
low blocks in the Bundesliga when he was at Dortmund. Sociedad, he wasn't really coming up against low blocks, and same at Newcastle. Like
But he
usually
never
Newcastle
played with
games,
quality.
a lot of the goals that Isak scored was on the counter. So I think this is a completely different test for him. Even Ekitike jokingly posted an Instagram story with a book meme. Basically, he was like a book how to break down low blocks. So like, I think a lot of these guys are experiencing it for the first time. That's why I think Isak needs someone like he gets the ball. back to goal, he needs to lay out off to Verts and then make a run, blah blah blah.
But
I think that
Husam,
helps him
you're
a lot.
saying
I do
you're
agree
saying
with Wolfie's question in terms of like drop McAllister. I'm dropping McAllister. Listen, or Soboslai or Curtis Jones, whoever, as long as Gravenberg starts, just
Overside's
give me
been
one
good,
partner.
man.
why not?
Yeah,
I don't
no
understand
problem.
why
That's
you're
what
not
I'm
saying Verts. I love Verts, but like,
I
why?
don't want to
Why are
drop
you saying
Verts.
you think McAllister's been worse than Verts?
Yeah,
No.
McAllister's
It's
been
not about
shit, man.
It's not about who's been
Worse
worse
than
than Verts,
Verts.
who's been better. If I want to win this league,
mean, the
I
bar's
need
low.
versus. If I want to win this league, I need versus 20 GA. Like you don't understand. If we want to win this, I need Isak and Verts on point from now till May.
But you have time to get
And
them
Salah
like
goes to
slowly.
AFCON as well, remember? Like mid-season, Salah goes to AFCON
I-
too. So I
That'll
need them
probably
firing.
improve
So
it.
I don't have time for them to
Sam,
all this.
while I hear you and I agree with you, but the problem is if you're trying to right now to force players into form, which is what you're suggesting with Verts and Isak, the concern for you then should be, what if Arsenal and City keep hitting it off and they win games? We'll come to the Arsenal section later, but I genuinely think we're winning our next 7 games. I hope I'm not wrong about that. If let's say 7 games overall, imagine we win our next 3, which is very probable because fixture list wise, you cannot look at it and say there's no way. Imagine City win their next
Sunderland,
3.
Burnley, blah blah blah. You can
No,
Exactly.
they go Fulham
Imagine-
Palace. I mean, Fulham and Palace next.
Yeah, Palace is at the Emirates. I think we can win that. I think we will win that. But
Yeah,
my
it's not
point is,
guaranteed.
imagine it's not guaranteed, but I'm saying it's very probable. So
He's
imagine
not-
we
he
win our
didn't
next
guarantee.
3.
He said he thinks he'll win the
Probably,
next seven.
yeah.
Continue.
Imagine we win our next 3 and City win their next 3. And who you guys got after United?
I have no idea. I think we have Frankfurt in the Champions League, and I don't know who.
Yeah,
the fixture
yeah.
after.
You have Frankfurt away, but I'm saying in the Premier League, who do you have?
Brentford away, and then we got
Not
Villa
easy.
at home.
That's easy. So my point is, imagine you
Villa
drop
at
points
home,
in 2 of
City
those
away.
games. Yeah, okay, there you go. So imagine you drop points in those games. You might have already a big gap enough that you won't be able to close
That's
it.
a risk
Even
I'm
if-
willing to take. Because if I want to look long term, what Wolfie started this whole debate with talking about the long term and not the short term. Long term, if I want Liverpool to lift the Premier League in May, I need both of these players, bro.
Yeah.
I think they will get into form if you let them embed slowly. This is a bad example, but Havertz, when we tried to shoehorn him in the midfield and force him into form, give him pity penalties, it wasn't working out. But when he hit form eventually, and we started playing him in the correct position and all that stuff. And by the way, we played him striker even before that, and there were a couple of games where he was still shit. But when he hit form and started going on a good run, he hit form and he started scoring goals. Isak is a
but
much
Yeah, I
better-
get the
Making it
example.
too late
My
by
thing
then.
is,
Too late.
bro, I'm look. Here's the thing: if anyone is going to score 20 plus Premier League goals other than Salah in this team, it's Isak. So I need
and
him, bro.
Ekitike can score
Ekitike
20 plus.
can, but Isak is more likely, basically.
Yeah, I hear it.
I-
I hear it.
Ekitike can.
But I'll go back to
think
what
this is
Ashraf said earlier. He was talking about all the creators that you have in the team, and when we keep mentioning those players, they're all in bad
Mm.
form at the moment.
Mm.
Do you get
Yeah.
it? Not very bad, but you get the point. They're not really playing that well. The Salah, even if you say the McAllister, the Gakpo, Verts, it's one of those where the striker relies on his service, and he's only as good as he is as his service. You can't. Yes, he might be able to do something and get a goal, but it's not something that can be consistent if he doesn't get service. And I know Ashraf, you
But
get
then
the same thing
Yasser,
with Joki.
you could look at it that way and say, okay, so if you start Isak and the creators are in bad form anyways, like Salah, like Verts,
Yeah.
how will that help Isak? He's still going to struggle then by that logic.
Yeah, but I think we've ignored the main issue. Like, I think eventually these players, a combination will work. I just look defensively, bro. Kirkes looks dog shit.
Yeah.
Robertson
Yeah,
comes
Konate,
on,
yeah.
looks dog
So
shit.
bad. So
Like
bad.
Konate, dog
Even
shit.
Konate. Yeah. Yeah.
Like there isn't any players that are interchangeable for me in this defense. Whereas up front, you can say, okay, if Isak's playing shit, chuck in Ekitike. If McAllister's shit, put in. You got options. You can change. I still think long term, this defense is the issue.
And Wolfie, imagine, obviously we don't wish this on anyone. We don't wish this on any player, but God forbid, imagine
Van
somehow
Dijk.
Van Dijk gets like a 1 month injury. Just 1 month, not even a whole season. If Liverpool play without Van Dijk for 4 or 5 games in a row, can you guarantee they win every game? I actually can't. Because of
never know.
how poor.
I understand that, but you never know, because if they play a more compact system and try to hit teams on the counter or something like
Yeah,
that,
if they
because they
change the
want to be a
system,
bit more
that's different.
defensive, that might
I hear
suit the Isaks and that to be a bit more. Do you get it? And it might work, but
I hear you.
like short term, but maybe like you said, maybe it's a long term thing that where it might not work. you get it? You also don't
Yeah.
see Liverpool playing like that. But at the same
But then-
time, what are you saying?
But then Yasser, he has to change the system though. If that happens, God forbid, he has
I
to
mean,
change
he
the
has to
system.
change
I
the
don't.
system
Maybe
now.
he's not stubborn enough to change it. But yeah,
I don't think he is. I don't think Slot is the type of manager that's stubborn. I think sometimes if you believe something's gonna work, you kind of stick with it, and then at some point you have to have that realization. You can't be like an Amorim, innit? That's when you, that's when you're proper saying, you know what, I'm going with this, and it has to work. Yeah, but he showed last season that he can be flexible, where he had a team that you can say wasn't his, but he ended up kind of, changing it a little bit to suit what he wanted it to do. But this is his team now, innit? People are looking at it like this is his team. He got some of the players, whatever. He has to find a way of making it work.
And I
Especially if
think
you wanna
this
win the
is
league.
I think this is an important time as well. We finally now get to see Slot under real pressure.
yeah,
I'm not buying into any
Yeah.
of this bullshit from last season. There was no pressure on that league.
yeah.
Let's see now how he reacts under pressure. We've
No
seen
pressure
Pep
on that
do it.
league.
Huh?
No, I'll be
There
honest.
wasn't. Honestly, there
I
was.
think
Yeah,
there
there
was
wasn't.
and there wasn't. Look, I think there was and there wasn't. In terms of a lot of people didn't know what to expect from Slot. And you get it. Not everyone was saying he has to win the league. Some people were saying Liverpool's dusty and whatever at the time. But at the same time, he also had to prove that he was that manager, especially coming after Klopp. So I think you can say both things can be true. That's the way I've looked at
No
it.
pressure on Slot, even though he came in after Jurgen Klopp, even though his three
Yeah.
best players had contracts running out and he had to speak about it on every press
Correct.
conference.
Why did he negotiate
no.
the contracts?
There you
Exactly.
go. You
Did
can't
he
even
negotiate the
even find
contracts?
that point.
Will you
Khalas,
expect?
guys.
Was the expectation
Our
for him to
first
win the
league
league?
title was COVID, and our second league title had no pressure. Everyone else's achievements are great. Liverpool
It's not
Football Club,
your
all our
fault.
achievements.
You see,
We
again,
have
you're
no
doing the whole-
pressure.
No, man,
We
you
have
guys
no
do the whole
pressure on us.
Liverpool victim FC thing.
It's funny
It's
because
not your fault.
actually
It's
in
not your
February,
fault there was no pressure.
in February, when Liverpool drew away to Aston Villa, had Arsenal beat West Ham at home on the Saturday, they would have been 2 points behind us. And
Four.
people, no, 2
points,
points. People
Four.
then said, and
100%
people,
four, I
and
remember.
people then said, Husam, we're coming for you, blah blah blah. I still remember those 3-4 days just before the game. They were this close to Liverpool Football Club. They then proceeded to lose to West Ham at home, and then the game after that, they I think drew away to Forest or
So
lost
there
away
was
to
no
Forest. We
pressure.
beat Newcastle at home.
Wait.
So when you say
Thank
there is, so when you say there is no
You proved
pressure,
the
we're
point.
just
Exactly.
we just
thank
said,
you.
guys, yani, with all due respect, when you both agree with each other, but let the guy that disagrees speak. Isn't that the whole point of the
Khalas.
debate? Wallahi, what's the point of me speaking? Yani,
Continue,
you interrupt me every
continue.
3 seconds.
You
Wallahi,
champion.
I don't do
You
this.
wanna be-
I don't
you wanna
do it
take
to
your
anyone. I'm the only, I disagree with you. So let hear the opinion. Anyway.
Yeah.
لا خلاص, I want to move on. Let me just read the super chats.
No,
Big
but
up to AMP.
wait. We didn't get to rebuttal your point though. You
I
proved
didn't
our
make.
point
I
by
don't want to
saying
make the point anymore. I don't want to.
okay, but
I'm
just that
telling
last
you, man,
point.
he's-
You
he's
said we
Rebuttal
lost,
it, rebuttal. Yeah.
we lost to West Ham, guys. That proves that there wasn't pressure because the one moment we could have added that pressure, we failed to do so. Husam himself has said on this stream many times, and I agreed with him, that there were moments when Liverpool dropped points last season, and when Arsenal's chance came to capitalize, they dropped the ball as well, so they couldn't handle it. Which
Yeah.
means when we could have applied pressure, we always failed. So you guys went scot-free.
And it was never the other way
that's not your
around.
fault. Sorry?
It was never the other way around. So you didn't play West Ham
Yeah.
first to really apply the. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Liverpool
In that
now
one
had, like-
little moment that he's
Exactly.
talking about. So there was never
Exactly.
pressure. When I'm talking about pressure, I'm talking about how Liverpool versus Man City, blow for blow,
Title
blow
race.
for blow.
Title
Arsenal
race, yeah.
versus Man City, down to the last game or two. That's the pressure I'm talking about, or chasing. There's a chasing pressure as well. And there's no pressure.
And it's not,
I
it's
said
not
it.
Liverpool's fault.
It's
They
not
did
their fault,
nothing wrong.
exactly.
It's our fault.
Exactly.
It's our fault.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
everything's, against Liverpool.
We'll come to AMD's super chat, but he literally put it exactly as he's supposed to. Leopards in the tree. They were saying this the whole last season because they were underdogs by many people's stance until they went super clear, 9 points clear, and it became so obvious that damn, they're winning the league. It is. They definitely didn't have that kind of pressure last season.
Big
Again,
up to
not
him
their
who
fault.
says, Husam, please stop. Since the Newcastle Arsenal game, you've been rattled. Your analysis has been really shaky. There's nothing that I said that's shaky. I stick by
He's
all
got
my
a point.
opinions. I don't think I said anything crazy at all. I'm holding my manager accountable. I'm holding my players accountable. I'm calling out my club. And that's why this Sunday is a must-win game. There's nothing that I've said is shaky. Big up to Tyler Jones who says, let's talk about Forest. Nobody cares. Continue. Yeah, listen, we've said this before publicly. Wolfie is carrying Forest PR publicly. The only
I
reason why
just paid
people,
$15 to mention Forest.
the
Well,
only
it-
reason why people watch the only reason why people watch Forest Fan TV is because of Wolfie. Way less about Forest. Like this guy makes his club relevant. So he's doing a great job at it. And big up to you as well, Tyler Jones, because I saw what you said yesterday on Most Channel, and I agree with you. I appreciate you. I mean, it's already fucking boring as fuck during the international break, even for us content creators, but we're here. So hit the like button and subscribe. Big up to you, Tyler. Big up to Janine Znidar, who says Isak joined a month after Jokeres. He knows the league. Jokeres doesn't. No more excuses for Isak after the start of the next match. He had enough time. It's not about joining with when you know the league or not. It's the fact the guy ain't fit. Ektike joined when he doesn't know the league. He's played really well. There's many examples, and there's examples vice versa. My issue with Isak is his fitness. I think even his first game that he played against Southampton, the fitness instructor came on and made him run at halftime. At halftime, he was running on the football pitch because the guy is just not fit. He couldn't play 90 minutes up until like two games ago was the first time he played 90 minutes. So
when does that end? Just
Yeah.
Just for my understanding, when does that end? When do we now say fitness is no longer an excuse for
Yeah. When do we
Isak?
say professional football?
I think now he's like from the United game. Basically, it's not about fitness. I think because he's played 2 90-minute games in a row, so he's capable of playing 90
But
minutes.
could he be
So
tired
he's fit.
from the international
So
break? Is
he-
that the
he's
next
fit.
excuse?
No, why would he be tired from the
I'm just
international
saying,
break?
maybe he played too much. I'm just saying. Like I'm just
No,
double checking.
He
the
didn't
narrative
fly to
before.
South America. He flew to Sweden. Lies. What pressure, Husam? Leopards in the tree. You know, before I was
Thank you,
interrupted,
AMT.
because on YouTube, when you have a conversation, all three disagree with you. You have to let the guy that agrees, like you get me, like say his opinion in order to rebuttal it. I love the fact that Ashraf rebutted an opinion I didn't even explain. It's crazy. Pressure doesn't just exist in March and May and April. Pressure exists from August. So when Arsenal lost games before us, it was pressure on us to win. When Arsenal drew games before us, it was pressure on us to win. I still remember, I think Arsenal lost or drew a game at home, and we had to beat Aston Villa at home that day. So that game, there was pressure, and Liverpool
What was
came
the point
through.
gap?
There were games where we played before Arsenal where there was pressure on us to perform. So yes, there was no like, you know, maybe in March and May there wasn't pressure, but that's up until February, like there was pressure. And people even at the start of the season last year, like I would say probably until December, were saying, wait till we get Odegaard back. Wait till we get Saka back. We are still going to win this league. Babs, infamously. Respectfully, I'd rather be 7 points behind City than be 7 points behind Liverpool. So let's not act like Arsenal fans gave up on the league after 2 months. They didn't. Arsenal fans believed up until January time. I still remember Saad on Ahwa in January saying that he smells blood. I think after we drew to United or something. So yes, there was pressure on Liverpool to perform. Was it as much pressure as when us and Pep went at it? No, it wasn't as much pressure. But to say there was no pressure is completely disingenuous. There was definitely pressure on Liverpool to win, and we did do it. So, yeah.
I will just say Wolfie did not mean that by pressure, guys. He meant pressure like the title race pressure. I think Husam knew what he meant, but I don't know why he's saying that. Husam also mentioned an example of, but you see, Arsenal, if they beat West Ham, they could have been 2 points behind, which is factually incorrect. It was 4 points behind because we were 7 points behind at the time. And the reality is, his example that he used to try and justify why Liverpool had pressure was debunked because we lost that game, which means we never created the pressure when we had to. Husam also, again, you guys know I'm a big fan of the Don Husam channel. I've watched a lot of his streams where he keeps saying every time Arsenal could have capitalized on Liverpool dropping points, they never did, which means every time pressure could have been applied and Arsenal could have closed the gap and been 2-3 points behind, we never did, which is why the reality is they didn't have when we say they didn't have pressure, obviously it's semantics. We don't mean like zero pressure. There is, you go to the game.
Okay, so
like
there was pressure. So that's the only point I'm responding to.
We mean
that's the only point I'm responding to. Then
when Wolfie says pressure, it's common sense to understand pressure like the title race of Arsenal and City, pressure like Liverpool and City when they were, because when someone is breathing down your neck, that is pressure. You cannot even slip up. Liverpool, when they were against us last season, if you want to call it a title race, if they lost the game, they could probably go back, sleep, and be like, yeah, it's fine. Even if Arsenal win, we'll still have a 5 points gap. That's what Wolfie meant. Thank you, Wilfred.
Also,
I remember rival fans said Jokeres is fat. That wasn't me. I said
yeah, it's me.
Jokeres
I
is an
still think
amazing
he looks
signing
fat.
for us.
I still think he
Yeah.
looks fat.
I still think he
That's-
looks like
that's
Phil
not on
Jones.
me,
you know
yeah,
what I
Yeah,
mean?
he looks fat.
Come on, guys.
He does.
That's
bro.
not on me. I said he's a fantastic signing for Arsenal. And speaking of, big up everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Let's talk about Arsenal and Chelsea together. Combine both London clubs in the same segment. Because I don't want this show to last longer than an hour and a half. And as my brother Tyler Jones stated, Forest ain't relevant enough. So let's just talk about Arsenal
actually,
and Chelsea.
Forest is
instead.
playing Chelsea, so just by association. So,
Fairs. Fairs. I forgot
Like
that part.
technicality, you know.
Has Ange been sacked yet?
no.
Oh, so he's the
Oh my
manager.
god, that was actually good. That was actually good. I'm not gonna lie.
He's
Bro, imagine Ange's first win against Chelsea. That would be epic. I'm here for the chaos if that happens. But yeah, go ahead, Yasser. You can start.
Yeah.
But what about Chelsea?
And by the way, just before we let Yasser start, guys, we have 700 people in here even during international break, so I appreciate you guys. But can we get the likes up, please? Because we're not even at 200 likes. Like, have some shame. Close the live chat, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Big up to Tyler, big up to all the super chatters, big up to everyone who shows us love. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and Ahwa returns tonight as well. So be ready, chat. Anyway, go ahead, Yasser.
Don't have Mohamed Salah conversion this season, guys. Come on.
And
Come on.
get some
Let's
food or a nap before you do Ahwa, man. Your mood needs to improve a bit.
Who, me?
I can't wait
You,
for Al-Ahwa,
yes,
actually.
you.
Why do I need a nap?
Just to, like, I don't know, you're just grumpy.
I'm not grumpy
Now,
at all.
Wolfie, imagine your team loses
You guys,
3
I
games in
came
a
into
row.
the stream actually very happy. You guys made me
Hello,
grumpy.
Ashraf.
You guys made me grumpy.
No,
It wasn't
okay,
me.
yeah,
I was
my
completely
bad.
good.
That was a
Oh, okay, so you can't
That was-
say I'm
that was-
not
that was a very
grumpy and
bad
then say
example.
you guys made me grumpy, because the common
I said
factor
you
there
guys.
is that you are grumpy then.
Man said you guys, like, I wasn't involved. Do you know what I'm saying? I wasn't involved.
No, I'm not talking about you. Yes, I'm not talking about you.
Nah.
Anyway.
Oh, this is an Arab thing now.
I can't lie, innit? I haven't watched no news, nothing, because I was away. I literally came yesterday, so I don't know if when it comes to this whole Forest game, I only expect to win in it, especially the way I watch you guys play, and I've seen how angry Wolfie's been. We have to go there and get a win. You know, we have to come back with a win and khalas. Just keep it moving, innit? I don't know whether Andrew will stay afterwards or not. That's for you to tell us. So whether you're gonna keep that job or you want to move on. You know what I mean? But in general, we just have to play the way we played against Liverpool, bro. We have to keep that momentum going. Husam was talking about momentum earlier, and that's exactly what we have to do as well. We have to make sure that we get our momentum and just keep actually turning these games into wins, bro. Because how we started the season is actually not the way I thought we'd start the season. But I think this is actually a good way to actually keep it. You know what I'm saying? Get the results. And I don't really want to see us not win against Forest. You know what I mean? So that's my bit about this.
I mean, if you do, wow, that's all I can say. There should
What,
be
are you
no
gonna be
team. There should be no team that can't beat Forest right now. Let's be real. But there will be a team that does lose to Forest. It's going to happen. And if it happens this weekend,
No, you won't
and
be
Chelsea would be the
inshallah.
kind of team that do it. Let's be real. There's all this chest from the Chelsea fans before. Remember the Man U game? You're going to go to Old Trafford. Man U are dusty, all this stuff. And they lost to United. So this is a Chelsea team that shouldn't be worried. But there is that little element within them that is like, what if it happens? So I'm going in here completely relaxed. If we lose, don't care. If we win, don't care. If we draw, don't care. There's no stress.
You wrote off the season already, Wolfie?
No, I wrote off this game because this game means nothing to me.
Okay.
That's
We're not in the same battle kind of thing. I get it. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I've always said that we are worst enemies, innit? We're our own worst enemies. Like the United games, we should have won that game. But individual mistakes and all that. I know, but you get the point, bro. You get the point. Same way Husam has to win. I mean, Liverpool has to win against United. But you never know what can happen in the game. Ours is actually dumb mistakes and wrong decision making and all. There's too many different things. But when it comes to Forest, I don't, is he playing a high line?
No. See,
So
the
he's still
big
losing without playing a high line.
the big difference in this game is that 2 players are going to be back finally, and that's Douglas Luiz and Murillo. Which even with Ange in charge, I mean, unless he pulls their hamstring again during the match, that makes a huge difference. So I would like to hope that he's going to put Anderson, Douglas Luiz, and Sangare in the midfield, make that nice and solid. Murillo, Milenkovic. My biggest worry is if he plays Zinchenko, because that guy cannot defend for anything, and he always inverts into midfield. He's just going to leave whoever you play at right wing. They're going to have the freedom of Nottingham on Saturday afternoon. So that's the thing. And, you know, I'm interested to see how he does this, because I don't think Andrew's got an excuse in this game, Chelsea or whoever. He's had his time. He's messed up. He has to go and win this game or he is done. What I will say is if you score first, that stadium is going to have 30,000 fans basically taking the piss out of Ange, because it will go toxic. So if Ange had anything about him, number one priority is not to concede the first goal. Because if he does, he's a dead man walking. He's done.
Yeah.
Can he get something out of this? I think if he chooses the right team, he can. At some point, something's gonna have to click, and it definitely can't be in our next game, because we're gonna lose that one. So it has to be in this Chelsea game. I still expect you to go out and win, but I've just seen too many bozo moments from Chelsea this season. Too many. Like silly red cards against United, against Brighton. Was it Brighton, the other one?
Brighton Chalobah
where
one.
Santos did that pass and then the tackle and all this. Yeah. So there could be some bozo moments or something like that. I don't think it's as straightforward as everyone thinks, because Douglas Luiz is back and Murillo is back, but I still think Chelsea are favourites for it.
Yeah, I still think we're favourites. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And that's why I said that if we don't end up winning the game, it's because of what we've done on the pitch, or we haven't done enough. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't
think it's because you haven't done enough. I think it may be because you've underestimated the players we've missed who are going to be back.
No, it's because we fully I think because we underestimated Forest in general as a team, and that's what I think. Because we've had it before where we thought I would beat this team, and then you realize the managers underestimated them or not played certain players because he thought he'll beat them anyway. And then I think it could have been Brentford where he bought on all the players before the buying game. Do you remember when Garnacho fell asleep back post? And I think he had to end up bringing on Palmer and everyone else to kind of win him the game. I think one of the things as well is that we do miss Delap. I know he's been away for a while, but we miss the fact that he can actually occupy the 2 centre-backs, and then you have João Pedro floating around. I think him just being up front and us actually not creating as much as we did last season, is like, you do kind of see that if we're not really creating chances, João Pedro's not really getting the goals either. So we have to improve, in my opinion, and we have to make sure that we have to beat Forest, bro.
Yeah,
Forest can definitely beat your third string, Texas Blue. You shameless fraud. Talking about he doesn't beat our third string team. Who's your third string center back? Of course they beat your third team, bro. What's wrong with this guy? Relax, Man City. You're not that level. Bro, one win has gassed these Chelsea fans.
That is true. I agree with that.
One win.
And
one win will.
If it was me, I would have came in and said, yo, Wolfie was slapping your team. Dyche style, you know what I mean? Like whatever you call it, all of them. Just say something crazy. But I just don't I don't have that much confidence in my team at this moment. I just want to see some consistency, and then I can say, you know what? I can see the team moving in a certain way. Whatever, I can trust them to do X, Y, and Z. So at the same time, with some of these positions that we have injuries in, we can't play the way we really want to play as a team. The way we build up, or the way it's hard to explain, but it's one of those things that we need to improve, or the manager has to find a different way to beat teams. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because, again, if I just look back over your results, everyone would expect you to have beaten Brighton. Everyone would have expected you to beat Man U, Brentford, etc., etc. And you didn't. Because if you were winning the games you were expected to win, then you should be being talked about in the title race, which you're not. So throughout the rest of the season, you're still going to see a lot of inconsistency from Chelsea because there are gaping holes in that team which you didn't address in the summer. Keeper
Yeah.
still an issue. Centre back still an issue. An out and out tested number 9, proven number 9. You still haven't got. I think Pedro is more a 10 or a SS striker for me rather than a straight out 10. So I'm just sitting back. I've heard a lot of this talk about we're sending Ange Postecoglou to the job center on Monday and all this. I heard Chelsea fans saying that about Amorim, and look how that worked out. So I'm easy either way, man. Like if he loses, he's gone. If he wins, cool. We move on to Porto.
If he wins, it won't be cool. You'll be very happy.
Honestly, bro, I ain't that fun. I've actually enjoyed this international break. Like I'm not even that bothered about the game. Like I'm just bored.
You know what it is, Wolfie, as well, yeah? I don't think Maresa's going to be in this. He's going to be in the stands.
Yeah, he's
because he got a
suspended.
red.
Isn't he? Yeah.
He's suspended because he got a red against Liverpool. So,
Oh,
yeah,
Maresca got a red against Liverpool. I didn't even
you remember
know.
when he got a yellow and then he celebrated
He
with
did
the
the Mourinho,
FPL
yeah.
when he scored. So he got 2 yellows, red, whatever. So we imagine we beat you without our manager in the same Caballero, whatever.
Yes,
I will
say, if you
guys
I mean,
don't win
he's
this
not.
game-
He's not been wiped off the face of the earth.
Caballero is the assistant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't
City
it that Andrew Tate guy? Or is he gone?
No, the City goalkeeper. Who's the Andre Tate guy?
Bruno something his name was. Not Bruno Large. He had another name. What the hell was his name?
The one that managed one game.
Yeah. Is he still there?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. Nah. I don't think he's there.
Okay, maybe I'm
pretty
confusing people. Yes.
No, I
Yes.
think Willie Caballero is the assistant. I think.
But the keeper.
Yeah, okay. Bruno Soto, the guy you're talking about, was the assistant to Potter.
Yeah,
big
yeah,
up
yeah.
to JT. That's
I
it.
don't know why I said Bruno Lage. It's Bruno's.
Bruno
Yeah,
Lage was at Wolves.
They're calling him salty Bruno.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But his name was Bruno though. So at least
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
half of it correct. Ashraf, what do you think of Fulham away this week?
Yeah, look, very difficult game for sure. I do think we should be winning that game. I mean, it's not going to be, or it shouldn't be as difficult as Newcastle. We obviously don't have Odegaard. I think he'll be out for like 4 to 6 weeks, but the rest of the team is still in very, very good shape. I love the fact, man, honestly, I look at our team, and this is where I'm annoyed with like the City and Liverpool results, but I look at our team and just seeing the bench we have, it's very difficult to imagine us not getting something even from players coming off the bench, because the players we have on the bench are incredibly impactful. Yeah, this last game against West Ham, by the way, was the first game in 6 matches that no player came off the bench for Arsenal and scored or assisted. Right, the first game in like 6 matches. Imagine. So 5 games in a row we were having players come off the bench and score or assist. I saw Madueke training. I saw Havertz training. I don't know if they will be available for this weekend or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, we should get the job done. Last 2 seasons we have not won there. So it's definitely tricky. But I think we should be winning that game. We just have too many weapons, in my opinion, to not be coming back with all the 3 points.
I think
The thing is, though, don't you think this is like one of your bogey teams?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. So is West Ham. So are West Ham and Newcastle, and we beat both of them.
No, I think you will win, but I'd say don't underestimate them, because I think you drew with them
For
last season and lost the season before, or the other way around. I can't. That ground it's a tough ground. It's a tough ground. Marco Silva, my future manager, he will get them organized, bro. He will get them organized. So,
bro, we have 1 win against them in the last 4 matches. 1 win in the last 4. Imagine. So and the 1 win was our last game, the last season at the Emirates, when we beat them 2-1 and we scraped a 2-1 win. Like they were coming back in the game. So yeah, it's definitely tricky. But I don't know, man. I just don't see a team like ours with the form we're in right now going there and not getting all 3 points. Again, even if they score first, like I still feel like we have too many weapons to be coming back in the game. If we don't, then it's definitely a massive mismanagement of the game, in my opinion, or unlucky if we get unlucky with a lot of missed chances, but shouldn't be the case.
So have you changed your stance now? Because I remember Joe would be
About?
pressing you, saying like, "Show some chest, show some chest." Do you now think you're going to win the league?
No, see, I don't do this weird reactionary thing that people do. Like, okay, so what if Arsenal draw and Liverpool win? Do I change it again? Liverpool are favorites now. And then next week, if Liverpool lose and Arsenal win, do I again go
of
like,
course you
well,
do.
I think Arsenal are favorites now?
Yeah.
Huh?
If Liverpool lost the next 5 games, then Arsenal, you'd think Arsenal are favourites.
No, not next 5, but I'm saying I don't want to like. I think there has to be enough sample size for me to say yes. I think now we are. By the way, I've said this. I think if Arteta manages the rest of the season the way he's done the last 3 matches, I think we definitely win the league. But can I guarantee he will do that? I don't know. Can any of you guys guarantee he will never play conservative again or never manage conservative again for the rest of the season? You can't say yes. So because the answer is maybe, I cannot say we'll win the league. So Liverpool are still my favorites. But if he but I'm going to use Husam's famous terminology. I think the only team that can stop us is us. I think if we manage the way we have done the last 3 games, I think we're the best team in the league. We definitely go on to win it. I just don't know if he will do that. I can't guarantee you he will do that, in my opinion.
I haven't
That's
seen
the
enough to
concern.
change my mind.
I should
on
have
Arsenal.
Fox football in the description.
I still think Man City win this league. I just
Huh?
said it. I think Man City
no
win the league.
chance. I rate
you
Pep.
say no
I think he's the
chance?
greatest manager of. I think he's the greatest manager of all time. I honestly give them less than a 10% chance of winning it. Like, and I'm only saying less than 10% because it's stupid to say 0. Like, we know that some people say 0 chance, and we all know how that ends up. But my point is, I don't, man, honestly, the way they've been playing. Did you guys watch their Brentford game? The last 30 minutes or 20 minutes was all Brentford having possession and trying to score. And they had most of the chances, most of the shots, all that kind of stuff.
It doesn't matter.
City have had to change their style now to try and get some wins. I don't think that's something Pep will do for the rest of the season. And their defense is still shaky, in my opinion. Rodri is still having injury issues. I don't know how long he's out for. I don't think they can muster a run of like 6, 7, 8, 9 wins in a row. I genuinely don't.
I think they
genuinely
can.
don't.
I stick to this. If Man City are within 4 points come mid to end of Jan, I would make them favourites.
Oh, I still wouldn't make
I
them
don't
favorites,
know.
but I do.
I
still
wouldn't,
think.
yeah.
I still really. I start to really look at them different now. Even though I haven't written them off either, I still think they look like they just sneak in their way with no pressure. Do you know what I mean? Towards the
Exactly.
time. But I think everyone else will kind of really realize if they are in that position, like you said. Do you get it? When they realize, okay, they're still here. They haven't fell off the way we think they're gonna fall off, and then they're gonna start being worried. And a team like City being around 4 points, whatever, when you're getting closer to the end of the season, will put not more pressure, but kind of will, get Arsenal trembling a little bit again, give them some PTSD. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool maybe. Do you know what I mean? You never know. So
yeah, they've won what? I'm looking here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of their last 5 Premier League games, undefeated in 6, and that draw was against Arsenal, which if they'd held out, they would have won. I just think too many people are writing them off way too soon, forgetting just because they were that bad last season. You don't need.
Don't forget, they also had a bad result against Monaco. They scraped a win against Brentford. Like,
It doesn't matter,
man.
man. It put 3 points on the board. It doesn't matter. You gotta remember.
Don't do that, because we were criticizing Liverpool fans when they were saying the same shit the first 5 games, and we all know what happened.
The difference was Liverpool were getting last-minute goals to win it. Man City are adapting the way they're playing. We saw that against you, as you mentioned in the Brentford game. They don't. I just feel Pep doesn't feel the need now that he has to go and win 4 or 5-0 to be convincing. I think they quite like where they are, that they're almost flying under the radar, no pressure, or sorry, Husam, less pressure than the other teams around them, that they're just going to just slowly, before Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans realize, I wouldn't be surprised if you see City fans at the top of the league. And suddenly everyone's like, well, where did they come from? They can do that. And don't forget, Pep has never gone 2 years in a row without winning. That's an important stat to answer. So he'll be hungry for this one.
I
But
just
you know
don't think
what?
they're that scary anymore. I think only Holland is scary in their team. They don't have KDB and Gundogan and Bernardo used to strike fear in our hearts, or Mahrez as well. I don't know. Like, I just look at their team, especially defensively. Back then, you'd go run up against Kyle Walker, Nathan Ake, and Stones and Diaz when they were in form, and you just like, how will I score against these guys? But now, I don't know, man. I just feel it's a lot easier to get at them than it is before. I think they'll definitely get back eventually to that top level. Just
Mhm.
don't know if this is the season. Like their
Do you expect
defense,
them to
I don't
be
think will.
there and thereabouts towards March?
Yeah, probably. Like I think they could be like 6-7 points behind, 5 points.
This all
6-7
depends on
points behind.
Haaland, though. The problem is Haaland, like, and Mo mentioned this yesterday. Haaland has like a, if you would like, he has like a, every year he has like this period where he
Injuries.
misses like 7-8 games. You know, not
Yeah.
necessarily like long-term injury or
Purple
anything, but
patch, it's
7-8 games.
Hmm.
This happens to him every year, right? So now in those 7-8 games without Haaland, they truly are fucked, Wolfie. Like, I'm being genuine right now. Like, even with Marmoush, he's like miles below Haaland level wise.
Maybe you'll kind of change how he plays again to adapt.
yeah.
Playing
This,
Marmoush.
and
That's the way
No,
I'm
Pep
looking
is
at
a
it. You
fantastic
haven't
manager.
changed.
I'm sure he'll find solutions. I'm just saying Haaland is so good right now that he's like completely carrying their attack.
Because they're playing
But
on the
that's not
counter.
enough
you're
to
saying
keep
that
winning
this is
games.
they're
Haaland's
playing on the
worst
Not enough to
start
keep
to a
winning games.
season. This is Haaland's worst goal return to a season.
Yes, but this is the best footballer version I've seen of Haaland.
I agree. But I'm just saying, don't write them off. That team's good. Cherky's about to come back.
I
think
never
he's
write
fit
City
now.
off ever. I think
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
they're too good.
feel, I'm not saying you, I'm talking in general when the conversations are happening, it's Liverpool or Arsenal. It was okay, Man City. I actually think
But look, here's the thing. To be fair, Liverpool and Arsenal have looked more convincing than City, at least. So that's why they are being
Yeah.
shown in more conversations.
well,
That's
it
it.
depends what sample size you want to take. In the last 6 games, you would say Arsenal and City have looked more convincing.
If I
in
were to
terms
go
of
from the
results.
beginning of the season, then City probably look the least convincing out the three. Remember Spurs, Brighton, bottled the
That's it.
Arsenal win in the last second. Like, mentality monster, City would have left the Emirates with 3 points. They didn't. They bottled it in the last
Yeah,
second.
but we've always seen, even when City is City, they have this weird patch and they start slow in the season and then they build up to it. This is the thing. It's like, you know, when you're watching like Germany were always good ones in the World Cup, they would start slow in the tournament and then build up. When it gets to the business end, they hit the accelerator, even if they had crap players. Even though they had crap players, there's a mentality in it. And this is what I'm saying. I would rather have Pep in the dugout, knowing that he's got that mentality, he's got that way to figure things out ahead of some of the other managers that he'd be up against.
But
I hear you.
look, I again, I think he's the greatest manager of all time. But even he needs tools. I feel if they don't have Rodri back to his best and fit for majority of the season, I don't see how they play that way again. Because Pep doesn't do things on his own. He makes players do magical things, but the players need to be of that quality. If they don't have Rodri for majority of the season, or he doesn't get past his injury problems, which I mean, this is the second or third time he gets injured since he came back from the ACL. So, and I think one of them was the
seeing the
same.
weakness, Ashraf? Like, I'm just looking.
I think defensively they're quite weak. I think midfield they're very weak in transition. If they don't play a defensive game,
You say,
I think it's so easy to
they're
get
weak.
past their midfield.
Rodri, you're just saying if he doesn't get back to fitness, or if he
Yeah, I'm talking about if Rodri
Yeah.
doesn't get back. Of
But
course,
then
100%.
Foden, I would say Foden looks 10 times better than he did last season. He's already,
But I don't think he does. But he doesn't help
Than
them
last
defensively.
season.
That's my main. Yeah. But I'm saying he doesn't help them defensively. That's my main.
Okay, but
concern
in
with them.
80 to 85% of the games, do you expect Man City in the league to be under pressure defensively?
Yes, you know why? Because no, not for 80% of the game, but
No,
I
in
think
80%
now when-
of the games. So take out Arsenal,
I do.
Liverpool.
100%. You know why? Because I
what
think now
teams are going to come on the front foot against
I
Man
think
City?
outside Leeds, Burnley, and maybe Sunderland, I think every other team will try to attack City. I think last season what they saw from City
Disagree.
probably gives some teams confidence that they can go at them. Remember back then 2 seasons ago when teams used to play them, there used to be a fear element. When you get into the pitch, you would see teams cowering back, not attacking as much because they're so
Yeah,
scared.
that fear element
Wait
is
the
definitely
attack.
gone. I agree with that.
That fear element is
Definitely
gone now. I think when mid-table teams
Bro,
like
Burnley
Bournemouth,
went to the Etihad and attacked. They literally
Okay,
attacked.
you want an
you guys-
example? You want an
okay.
example? You want an example? They're playing
Go on.
Everton this coming weekend, and they're gonna play. I think they're playing Bournemouth, if I'm not wrong, the week after or 2 weeks later. I guarantee you, both those teams attack City like mad all game.
Okay,
Because
okay.
they know
So
they
let's
can
go
get at
with
them.
that. Let's go with that. Do you not think that would actually suit Pep and his style more?
That's what I was
Because
gonna
you'd
say.
be creating more space and less low block. Because Sam was talking about how Isak would struggle in. If you're going to give Haaland, who's in better form than Isak, that space, because I don't know why some people don't think he's quick. The guy is quick, man, and strong.
It's rapid.
If you give him
Yeah.
space, that's going to
Who ain't
suit
quick?
him more. Huh?
Who's not quick?
No, he's saying Haaland is quick. He's saying Haaland
I'm
is
saying
Some
he
quick.
is
people
quick.
actually, some people didn't know Haaland was
Oh.
quick until he beat
Yeah.
Gabriel that day.
No, he's one of the
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
I don't know.
players in the league.
If anyone thought Haaland ain't quick, stop watching football, bro. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
He's one of the
exactly.
fastest
But
players.
do you
in
get
the
my
league.
point?
He's the fastest striker on the planet.
Ashraf, if you're going to give him that lack of respect and go attacking on him, I actually think it suits him better. It
Mhm.
suits him
Which
better.
is why they
Maybe,
adapted the Wolfie.
but-
This is what I did this season.
By the
They
way-
adapted, and they've enjoyed it more, where they can just sit back a little bit,
Yeah.
just hit teams on the
Yeah.
counter, and they're
Yeah.
also willing to get attacked because that's why they're willing to. You know what I'm saying? They kind of take that risk because they have Donnarumma, so they're willing to take a bit
Yeah.
more risk with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's on the they now hitting teams on the counter, which is what we kind of saw in the first season when Haaland came in and he was just pushing everyone left, right, and center. But now he's doing it this season as well. I think they also have players that, you know, it suits them. Playing like that on
Yeah.
the transition actually suits them
like
as well.
Marmoush and all, yeah.
Yeah,
But here's
yeah.
the thing. I'll say
Foden.
that I'll give you guys this. If Pep changes his system and actually plays on the counter for majority of the season, I 100% agree with you guys. I think they are a massive threat to the title, and I think they can win it. Because on the counter, I think they are incredible, and they have players who can kill teams on the counter. But Pep, over the last 10, 15 years of his managerial career, has liked to dominate possession and build slowly. If he's going to switch that completely for the whole season, fair enough. I don't think he will do that. And which is why, and since you asked Wolfie, like, oh, but if they open up, what happens to them? Like, they're more dangerous. If they play on transition, yes. But if they're going to try and dominate possession and all that kind of stuff, and they play with the high line that they did last season, I don't think it helps them because I still think defensively they're not the best. If they had
And
two
also, we have to
quality
wait
centre
and see
backs,
what's the
I'd say, yeah, fair
extent of Rodri's injury too. That's another thing. If Rodri's
Yeah,
out for a
100%.
significant time, then that changes the whole
Yeah,
conversation.
but
But anyway,
that's
listen.
ifs, buts, and maybes, bro. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
of course.
Yeah,
I
but-
would say, how about
but we're
this? I
speaking
would say,
hypotheticals.
Wolfie, when you say if buts or maybes, it's not like I made up a hypothetical. Rodri actually is injured.
is injured.
no,
yeah.
it's fair.
Yeah, he
No,
is.
he's
No,
not.
he is injured. So I'm just saying, let's wait to see the extent of it. That's not an if, but, or maybe. I'm just
Yeah, I
waiting
know,
to
but
see. Like,
also I'm saying on Ashraf's point about the defense, I don't think their defense is much.
Oh,
worse
is he
than
back for
Liverpool.
Everton? Oh, I didn't know he was back
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Everton.
he's back. That's what I'm saying. He's not injured.
Yeah,
Even
fair.
Cherky's back as well.
Yeah, Turkey's back.
as well.
Exactly.
Oh,
Turkey hasn't
okay,
even
fair
got
enough.
started.
I seen LB.
Yeah.
I seen LB talk about
Yeah.
it earlier
So
today.
Cherky
and
can
I-
go
fair
on the
enough, fair
right hand
enough, 'cause he
side
got
instead of
subbed off
Bob.
against Brentford in the last game with an injury.
That's fair.
All I'm
yeah,
saying
that's
is that their defense is not much worse than Liverpool's. Obviously, Van Dijk is the X factor in Liverpool's.
fair. Oh, I
defense,
agree. I agree.
But their defense is so if you're not going to write Liverpool off for having a crap defense, then you can't then write City.
But
off
I
for
think
having a crap
Liverpool.
defense.
But I think Liverpool are not much better, but are better in the other elements of the game. I think they're better in midfield. I think they're better in attack.
Better
Which
pressing,
is
I
why-
would say.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Which is why, and even defensively, while I think City are, I'm not gonna say they're better than Liverpool, but I don't think they're worse off than Liverpool. I still feel with Van Dijk there, that itself makes a difference. I don't look at City's defense and say that player can make a difference. Like I know they have like some new players they're playing there, like Nico O'Reilly's a midfielder, but they're playing him left back. He's been doing well. Husanov, I know he's not played a lot of games. I think he's played only 1 or 2 games as a right back, but when he has played there, he's looked okay. But there's no evidence to say they are going to be that good in defense in the long run, in my opinion. Like I don't know. Maybe it'll change. Look, maybe it'll change. Maybe they win the next 3 games with a clean sheet, and suddenly their defense looks fixed up.
To be fair as well, yeah, I
yeah.
don't think they need Rodri for the upcoming games anyway, bro. I think Nico O'Reilly and Nico Gonzalez guy can do a job
Gonzalez.
in those 2 games.
Don't they play Liverpool in 3 games?
Last game before the international.
They've
break.
got
Ah,
Everton. Everton.
Yeah, Everton and Bournemouth specifically. I'm talking about.
Bournemouth
they've
is
got
difficult,
Everton
guys.
and
Bournemouth is
Aston
not easy.
Villa.
Yeah, but
Everton, I
Bournemouth,
agree. Bournemouth, I disagree. I'm sorry. I think Bournemouth very tough game.
No,
Yeah.
they've got Aston Villa before that. They got Aston Villa away.
Aston Villa is
In the-
easy. They'll win that. Wait, Everton is not easy, guys.
Nah.
What makes you think Everton
Everton's
is easy?
at the empty had though.
It doesn't matter. They drew last season there at the Etihad.
You know,
And Everton is a lot.
I think Everton are going to do what Forest did last season. I think they're well organized. I think
They're a lot stronger,
Jai
yeah.
is a fantastic player. The thing is, Grealish won't be playing against Man City, so he's been really important to them.
Oh,
So you
shit.
know,
yeah,
little
that's-
factors like that. There's little factors like that.
Okay. Anyway, let me just
Damn.
grab these supers, guys, because I have to go pray as well. Big up to AMT who says, funny why fans who are Reds argue more than who are Blues in terms of club jerseys. Ashraf is wearing yellow and he's the most argumentative person on the panel. But I do
Yellow,
agree.
he
I
didn't say
think
red.
I think the Red Cartel are way more emotional. You get me? Because the other ones, you know, they're attached to Daddy Sheikh and to Daddy Roman, so it's different. Big up to AMT who says, Ash, aren't we relieved Zinchenko's not in our club?
Alhamdulillah. That was poison in our club.
Poison him.
In terms of Mikel Arteta, wait for lineup on game day. Yeah, I think AMT is agreeing with Ashraf said there. Like, let's actually wait for the fucking lineup first. You get me? I respect it. I respect it. Fair.
I will say AMT. I don't think he will ever go back to that Moreno Zubimendi Rice midfield. I think he's
will.
learned his lesson.
He will. I think he will when he faces.
I think he
certain-
does.
I
this
hope.
weekend.
Okay, I'll take it back. I hope he's learned his lesson. I cannot say.
Yeah, you hope. Don't say he
Yeah.
won't.
Yeah, I
You
hope.
hope.
My bad.
You
my bad,
hope
my
we
bad.
agree.
My bad.
You
I
hope
hope.
we
I
agree.
hope.
You
yeah.
cannot guarantee with MA. Let's not forget City only had their full squad versus Wolves, what Aboud is saying. I know that, Aboud, but, you know, Everton without Grealish, you should be expected to beat. And, you know, hard luck
Yeah.
for not qualifying yesterday World Cup. You lost to Qatar. Sorry, my brother. But, you know, you still have the last final qualification round. Wolfie, during the 4-peat, they had better players.
They did. Much
This is
better
true.
players.
This is
What's the question?
This is true.
City. He's saying City during the 4-peat had better players because you said, you know, you were trying to reference their scary times back then and saying why they could do it again now. And he's telling you back then they had like
Yeah, but I'm not
KDB
saying
and
they're
Mahrez
scary
and-
now. I'm saying it's the complete opposite. They're going to go under the radar.
Mhm.
That's it. I'm not. Didn't say they didn't have better players.
Yeah, I still think their spine's good. Like I think, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people saying things about City. I think that defensively, I've always said for me, defense is more structural based. It's not necessarily that much based. Like I don't really base it that much on individuals always. That's why some games you see that when everyone is in sync, you're really good defensively, no matter who's in your back line. Sometimes your midfield, obviously, they also have that Reinders guy who can get goals for them. You know, what I mean, if Cherky comes back, he's also someone that can score goals. So there's different options that they have in it. So I don't necessarily think that's. I think City is just people are not really. You know, it's easy because obviously it's Liverpool, Arsenal is easy to just say.
And I'm
know,
not gonna
I think-
lie, Rodri is a massive difference maker.
Yeah,
A fully
agree.
fit Rodri is a game changer in my opinion.
Huge. By the way, we are the leopard in the tree. You spent more money than me in January and May.
Just
So what's
always
left of you?
remember the tree. Is
Leopard
always
in the
there.
tree was after signing Chiesa for 11 million. Had you signed a winger for 10 million in 6 months, I would have told you, okay, be the leopard. Pep seems to accept less control in tough games. Actually, that's something that I do agree with what my guy said over there. Big up to OK, because against Brentford, he actually went slightly defensive after they scored the goal. But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if this continues. In the words of Ashraf, we're going to have to wait and see if this continues to the end of the season or not with Pep and with Arteta. Regardless, this was a great stream, you guys. I appreciate you all. Make sure, guys, go subscribe to Forest Fan TV, Ashraf Talks Football, and Yasser TV. They're all in the description. Subscribe to every single one of them. I'm going to be back later tonight for Ahwa. Check out our sponsors, OK Jersey, 8% off. Go get yourself a football shirt without having to pay £120. You can get it for £15, guys, and it's good quality. So go over there and buy yourself a shirt. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. This stream is going to take you over to MHF, where me and Mo are doing a football Q&A at 7 p.m. UK time. So I'll see you guys then. Peace out, Habibis.